Our neighborhood park is a city block long and sits across the street from both a coffee shop and the busiest place to buy beer in Centertown, our old and creaky part of the city. I love to walk through it. Dundonald Park on Somerset Street East is hard and soft. Drugs are pushed there, I am sure of it, and so are laughing children on the swing set. "Is this a good neighborhood?" my mother-in-law asked me. "Not really," I said. On her first visit after our move from a suburb to the downtown core, my mother-in-law could clearly see the inner-city mix and match, the falling apart and the building anew, what some people say is good and others think is bad. Early on a September Sunday afternoon, I came upon a worship service unfolding in one corner of the park. The pastor wore jeans and a purple t-shirt emblazoned with "Blessed." He preached to a congregation of 20 or so gathered before him, some on lawn chairs, as if it were a picnic. Other people lay on the grass or found a spot on a bench within preaching distance, like I did. A loose dog roamed around the perimeter of the group, sniffing grass and people, looking menacing in his leather-studded collar. I tucked Dewey, our doodle, under the park bench, just in case. "We are butterflies," said the preacher. "Transformation is a process." A shouting match erupted between two women, one who loved the loose dog and another who feared him. One woman shooed him, the other woman took offense. The congregation watched. The preacher's voice grew louder. "Jesus Christ will transform the people in this park and then the neighborhood," he yelled. "Take me as I am. That's what we are to pray." Because I was married to a preacher, I was predisposed to cheer preachers on and wish them the absolute best. This poor guy. It got worse. A man joined the ruckus, sitting on the grass with his legs stretched out, right at the preacher's feet. "You're really doing a great job transforming people," he called out. What a joke. My pastor husband, Brent, had been heckled before by a pillar of the community gone rogue on a Sunday morning in a small-town stained-glass church. The angry parishioner accused Brent of being a fake Anglican because he played his guitar during worship and was preaching about tithing, that ancient practice of Christians giving a percentage of their income to their churches. "Anglicans don't tithe," he called out. Sermon heckling always startles, whether it's in a church or in a park. The park preacher soldiered on. "We can pray, change me, renew me. God's kingdom is one of light and love, justice and mercy." He took a deep breath. "And now we're going to break into small groups." The man on the grass carried on. "They sing songs no one knows. I never heard any of these songs. They suck." The preacher wandered, sharing what I assume were words of encouragement to his flock. The man at the front muttered. Communion broke out, much less formally than we do it at our church with our silver goblets and squares of white linen ironed flat. Here it was tiny little plastic cups and wafers passed hand to hand. The bread and the cups still stand for the holiest of lives given and received, whether it's in a formal moment in a cathedral or a sprawled-out picnic in a park. The sacrament eventually reached the man on the grass. I expected him to refuse the bread and body. I thought he would decline the wine and blood, these symbols of old to new, the forgiveness and restoration captured in the most ordinary of objects, a cup and a cracker. I assumed he would want no part of what disappointed him so, the roaming dog and yelling women, the songs that sucked, and the pastor who could not force transformation on anyone this particular Sunday. He was a critic who would never partake, on principle. But he surprised me. He reached up and accepted the cup and wafer from the pastor's outstretched hands. Then the man wept. He cried like a baby right there on the grass and ate what was offered and drank what was given. The man appeared torn asunder. The pastor knelt down beside him, held him in his arms, and tried to pat him back together. I nudged Dewey awake and walked home, not wanting to be a voyeur. In my neighborhood park, I had stumbled upon the most holy thing I had witnessed in a while.